So I got a really awesome book today, and I know all books are awesome, but this one in particular is really cool. Some people would call it a grail. So let's get this thing cracked open and see what's inside. All right, so let's see if we got what we think we got here. All right, nice cardboard around it here. So what do you think about this one? Now, I bought it in a 9.6. I actually got a really good price. I actually got an investment price on this book. I got it around fair market value or just below. Of course, we have to pay taxes and shipping and all that, which might put us a little bit above fair market value. But when I looked at this book, I thought it had a strong possibility of being undergraded. So, what do I think? I think I can crack, clean, and press this, and more than half the time get a 9.8. Now, does that make sense dollar-wise? Well, let's look. I'm going to put it on the screen what a 9.8 is worth versus a 9.6. You know, it's going to cost me probably $40, shipping, CGC costs, all that stuff. So is that $40 worth the gamble? And I have to give up the custom label, which is $5. I don't know that that one exists anymore, but I'm not a big custom label guy anyway. Some people don't like custom labels and would not buy this book because of that. So this is one of the most perfect copies of this book I've ever seen. And I'm not going to have to do that much. I basically got to crack it out, do 2 minutes, 5 minutes of spine repair, throw it in the press, leave it for 24 hours, and ship it to CGC. This one is easy. So I'm going to show the cracking process real quick. I'll show you if I have to do any cleaning, I'll show that. I don't see that I have to do any, but there might be a couple spots to clean up. And then I'll show you the tack work, if there is any. There's going to be no whitening. And then, you know, we'll skip ahead into the future. When this book comes back, we'll do the reveal and see if we have a chance. I don't have a 9.8 of this book. I don't even have a 9.6. I believe my highest grade is 9.0 on this book. So, yeah, I'm thrilled about this book right here, because this is a PC book. I will not be selling this book especially if I get if I get another 9.6, I won't be selling this book. This is my book. Let me get this thing cracked out. We'll take a little bit of a closer look. Maybe we'll change our mind if we look at it without it being in the case, but I don't anticipate that. And let's get going with it. I hate to crack out a custom label like this, but I mean, I'd much rather have a 9.8 in a regular label. I've never been that big on customs anyways. I have done some, but we'll just keep it a blue label. No turning back now. The cracking has begun. Once you know how to do this, it literally takes you like less than a minute to get the book out. There you go. Not too bad, huh? Book is out. Well, at least this part is out. We still got to get it out of this plastic holder. Of course, we'll hang on to our custom label here so we can return it and get this removed from the census. Beautiful. So here we go. This book is next level nice. Very, very, very nice book. Not seeing any color breaks along the spine. There are several non-color breaking ticks. Very, very minor though. We can clean those up. Let's flip it over and see what the back looks like. There is a small color break here. If you can find it. Very, very minor right there. Negligible tick. I don't see any more color breaks on the spine. If there are, it's very negligible because I'm not seeing them. There are ticks, but not color breaks. Okay, Not see anything else. Yeah, the back looks good. No bends or anything. This book is clean. I'm not going to have to do any cleaning. So, but yeah, I still think it's a 1, 2, maybe 2 defect book after I'm done. I just certainly in the 9.8 realm. It's always an exciting moment. The book is out of the press. So we'll reveal what we got here. Yeah, this book looks good. Yeah, I think we're ready to work on the spine. Let me turn this thing over real quick. Let's look at the front. Here it is. So, yeah, it's definitely cleaned up this bend a little bit. Still needs probably one more press would take care of that. Same for the one that was down here. The book is very flat, perfect now. I mean, maybe a little bit of cleanup on these spine ticks here. Yeah, it's not going to take much. This book, I probably am going to spend just a few minutes here on the spine on front and back. And then we're ready probably for the final press. And we can get this thing off to CGC. So yeah, wow, I can't get over how good this book looks. So yeah, I'm going to get started with the repair process on the spine now. Here's the spine after working on it. The repairs are done. We did a 2 to 3 hour press here. I think it was about 2.5 hours actually, maybe 3. And so let's see how it looks. And we may be good to go, or we may need to put it in for a final press and just leave it overnight. But sometimes we are just done and we can move on to the next book. I'm just trying to look at the same area as you are at the same time here. Completely repaired on that bend on the top. It's gone. There was a bend down here as well. No signs of any bend. Spine repair did very well. Not seeing any kind of ticks. Got a couple color breaks there, but they're very negligible. I've been experimenting with different ways of doing the spine. I'm using a lot. I'm taking longer, a little less pressure, but a little more time with the heat. And maybe coming back over it twice with the chamfered board. And if you don't know what a chamfered board is, I probably used it in this video, I just can't remember. I don't know if I mentioned it, but go to immaculatecomics.com and you can pick one up from Rick. And yeah, I highly recommend doing that if you're going to be working on spine ticks with a tack iron. Yeah, this you know, just looking at the spine without looking like too closely, this book looks like it's sitting on the newsstand or the stand ready to be purchased. That's how good this book looks. It's pretty cool. So okay, the front looks good. And let's flip it over and see what the back looks like. There wasn't a whole lot of defects on this book. The main defect on this book is this one spine tick right here on the back. See that tiny little tick right there? That's the only real more than just, it's probably, I don't know what the terminology would be. I would call that minor. You see it. I mean, as soon as you look at the book, you see it. But it's not like, okay, that's a deal breaker, you know. So you could definitely have a 9.8 with that. And seeing as there's nothing really else on this book, this is about a 3 or 4 defect book, I think. 2 tiny little ticks on the front and 1 minor tick on the back. That's it. That's all this book has. There's no color rubs that I can see. No bends, no creases, no dents, no dings. Sharpest corners you could imagine. This is a 9.8. I mean, this is a 9.85. You know, this is not going to squeak by at a 9.8. This should be an obvious 9.8 to any grader. Even the most harsh grader should be calling this a 9.8. So I fully expect this to be a 9.8 unless there's something crazy that I'm just not seeing. As of now, I see that we're ready for prime time with this book. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the cold press and get ready to submit this thing to CGC. And I guess you'll find out in just a minute how we did. Got it bagged and boarded, ready to go to CGC, setting it off with 4 other books. So yeah, let's see what happens. So it came back from CGC. Took about 20 days from my door back to my door. And yeah, so I actually already recorded this video and lost it. Disappeared. I don't know where it went. But yeah, so I already know the grade, but you don't. So what do we got? Unfortunately, it's bad news. We did not get the 9.9, but we did get the 9.8. So yeah, very happy to get the 9.8 on it. Upgrading from a 9.6 to a 9.8 is worth a few $100s, but mainly I just wanted this to be in my PC as a 9.8. It's the same book except for the few defects that I was able to correct. You know, the bend, a few ticks. This is just one absolutely gorgeous, beautiful book. I'm going to prize it. It'll be in my collection probably forever. I don't see myself ever getting rid of this book because I want the full McFarlane run in a 9.8 or as high a grade as possible. And this ticks off a big box for me because I was not going to pay the 9.8 price for this book. So if I didn't crack and press or buy it raw and get it graded, I was not going to have a 9.8. I pretty much feel that way about my entire collection. I don't pay 9.8 prices. Let me know in the comments if you like to pay 9.8 prices, or if you think it's a better idea to buy a 9.4 or 6, crack it, and try to get a 9.8, or try to buy a very high-grade raw copy and get a high grade on it. You know, whatever your preference is. Some people don't do 9.8s at all, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, I could see myself as a 9.0 or an 8.0 collector or whatever. It's all about the books anyway. We do get caught up in trying to get the highest grade possible. And it's more like a game and for fun for me. But it's still all about the books, right? I don't care if it's a 1.0 or a 10.0. We still like these books. They're still all equally important as collectors. So once again, we got the little grade bump we wanted. It's always a gamble to try and crack a 9.6. But yeah, it worked out again for us. So yeah, don't forget to stay nerdy, and we will see you next time.